Hello and welcome back to our channel. In this vlog, you will get to see all the activities we had during our travel in Paris. And of course, this is our fifth day in Paris. Also, you can easily check the description box below and get the link of our other vlogs during our stay in Paris, right from the time we landed in Paris and the fun and the tour we had during our stay here. Right from the time we came to Paris, we were staying in this apartment. And now it's time to check out from here. As this being the fifth day in Paris, we had scheduled to travel out of Paris and visit another beautiful and famous place in France called the Lourdes. This time, we set out from the apartment with our baggage and then walked towards the nearest metro station, Lille. And from here, we took a metro train to Montmartre metro station, and which was about 30 minutes from Lille. Now, since we already had a booking for the train to travel to Lourdes from the station Gare Montparnasse, and since it was in the evening at 6, we had a half day to spend in Paris. And henceforth, we made plans to drop our luggage near the train station and then proceed with the plannings for this day. And after the luggage drop in, we took a metro train to the Oasis metro station and decided to go for a walking tour in Montmartre. And then we had a walk from the metro station through the streets of Montmartre. This is a funicular ride which carries people to the top of Montmartre and the Sacré-Cœur Basilica. Reaching the top, we could see a lot of tourists and visitors. We had already visited Montmartre on the very first day of our trip, but that was at night, and so we thought a day tour of Montmartre would be a good choice. And it was so lively being here in the midst of tourists and visitors from across the globe. This Parisian district is a must-visit place in Paris, and especially during the daytime. It's full of vibe with people, colors, paintings, food counters, and lots of shops and stalls. Creative and live arts with paintings were on display, and they were also on sale as well. And so, this is how it looked like. Plenty of Parisian food stalls and restaurants were also the highlight of this place, and it was so lively with many visitors and tourists. We also bought some food and walked along the streets of this beautiful village and enjoyed the vibe. And then we walked towards this famous church, Saint-Pierre de Montmartre, which is said to be the second oldest surviving church in Paris. This historic church traces its origin back to the early Christian period in Paris and is believed to have been founded in the 3rd century. This church of the old combines the elements of Romanesque and Gothic style architecture. And this was how it looked from inside. And it was, of course, a great serenity to be inside this church, and which has seen a lot of generations of this earth. Over the centuries, this church is believed to have underwent several renovations and alterations, yet it still continues to serve as an active place of worship and also a popular tourist attraction in Paris. Walking to the premises of the basilica, we could see a lot of tourists from across the globe. And that was, of course, fascinating to be in the midst of so much of people. And with the iconic monument of Paris the Sacré-Cœur Basilica in front of us. And this basilica of the 19th century is also built in the Gothic style. We got to know that the visitors are allowed to visit inside the church and spend time outside the church service hours. The inside tour of the basilica and much about it is shared in one of our previous videos where we had posted our day 1 tour in Paris. I can give the link to that in the I section or in the description, and if you're interested, to check it out. And after spending some prayerful time inside the basilica, we also walked along the premises. And here is another famous thing, which you might have seen in other videos and vlogs, and which is known since decades, is this famous gates of Montmartre with thousands and thousands of love locks, done by the tourists and visitors reaching the hilltop. So here's for you the beauty of the city of Paris from Montmartre. And that was a good time we had spent here. Walking down from the hilltop and leaving the basilica behind, we came across lots and lots of fruit stalls and chocolate centers. And there were a lot of people shopping and walking along the way. We also bought some fruits and walked along the streets. It was a relaxing and pleasant walk we had along the streets of Montmartre, and you could see lots and lots of fruit stalls and chocolate shops along the way. This street was really colorful with lots of souvenir shops, chocolates, and handmade perfume stalls. And we also got to know that this is one of the places where tourists spend a lot of time shopping gifts and souvenirs to take back home. Our next plan for the day was to visit Grevin Museum, which is located in Montmartre. And as it was not very far away, we thought to have a walking tour along the streets to this Grevin Museum. And here's for you some glimpses of the beautiful streets of Montmartre in Paris. It took us about 20 minutes to reach the Grevin Museum. And to our surprise, there was such a large crowd of visitors waiting in line to tour the museum. This time, we did not have an entry ticket, and so we also had to stand in line to get them. Though the line was long enough, you could see new people still joining the line to tour the museum. Grevin Museum, as you know, is one of the famous wax museums, and anyone visiting Paris will never skip this. And even though the line was long and new people were just walking and joining the line, we also thought to join the line. And after a wait of about 30 minutes or so, our turn came in and we could also enter the Grevin Museum. Yes, the entrance to the museum looked small, but there were a lot of people inside and looked crowded, but all were waiting in line to purchase the tickets. In the meantime, we also got our entry tickets and a scheduled time to join for a magic light show. This magic light show was for about 5 minutes. And we were guided along by the staffs inside, who then directed us to the museum inside, which is very famous for the wax displays of many famous and popular personalities. This was really a unique and exciting experience being in Paris. And here inside was something like being in a world of illusion where you can simply stand and pose for pictures with your favorite celebrities and notable personalities. And here, especially for you to take a look at some of the interesting and fabulous wax works of this museum. This wonderful museum is open on all days, and I would say it is a must visit place being in Paris. The entry tickets are also available online from their official website, and also you can purchase them at the site. Though it takes a lot of time and patience, especially during the season time and when there is a lot of crowd, as like this day when we also had to stand in a long line. After spending about 2 to 3 hours inside this museum, we had to leave the place as we were close to time for our train to Lourdes. And then we left the museum and walked towards the nearest metro station, from where we had to take 2 metro trains to reach Gare Montparnasse station, from where we had the train booking to Lourdes. In the meantime, along the way, we also collected our baggage from the baggage drop-in counter and reached the train station right in time. This train station was so large and was more like a shopping destination than a railway station. We got fresh, had some food, and reached in time to the platform from where our train was to depart. Our train was scheduled at past 6 pm, and we could see a lot of passengers walking towards the train. Soon we got into the train and settled in our seats, and this was how it looked inside. The TGV is a high speed railway service in France, and they are well known for their high speed, comfort, efficiency, and connecting major cities in France and beyond. I got to know that they are said to be the fastest trains in the world, and amazingly, they do have options for domestic and international journeys. The train started right in time and in no time left the Gare Montparnasse station and heading towards our next destination, that is Lourdes, which is another beautiful city of France. And this was how the train journey looked like. It was a lovable train journey of its kind, and at times the train was speeding between 320 and 350 kilometers per hour. We had bought our tickets online and had the reservations of seats done by using the Urail app. And booking in advance is a must to secure seats and especially during the high peak hours. Now, we knew about Urail app right from the time we were planning for this trip back from home. And so we had already purchased the Urail app, and that was really helpful for doing the reservation of seats, especially on this TGV trains. Though, of course, the timings and schedules are to be well planned and maintained as regards travel. We had a good time snacking, watching the ride, relaxing, and also making short plans for the trip ahead. It took about 4.5 hours of travel to reach our destination, that is Lourdes. The time was around 11 p.m. when the train reached the station, and we got down from the train at the Lourdes station. And since we already had done the booking for the stay in Lourdes, we headed towards the hotel. And as we were expected, so the check-in was quick and smooth, and soon we headed towards our room for this night. Even though the room was small, but it was quite neat and well made, and was quite good for both of us. Without delay, we got fresh, ordered some food, and took to rest for the day. This was all we did during our fifth day tour being in France, and the trip was really amazing. If you would like to know more about our trip and how we managed the itinerary for this tour, then simply do check out our description and get the link of the videos of our previous days' tours and trips. I do hope that you will enjoy watching as like I enjoyed making this video as a memory for us and also a chance for you to peek into our travel days. That was great time being with us and looking forward to see you in our next video with the whole tour of Lourdes, France. Until then, take care and goodbye from us.